Welcome back everyone to Train Simulator Pro USA. In this mission we're hauling a food, sugar, and grain train from Joseph's Food Factory to Vancouver train yard. This is 17M that we're currently hauling. That we're going to be hauling. I don't know if 16M is scheduled to come through or if it already passed through. I do not have an answer on that. But we're currently building 17M. Go back up to these empty hoppers. They're bound for the Vancouver Food Factory. The empties. So we decided to take them along with us. That's how we normally run things on the railroad. Empty, or loaded on the front, empties in the rear. And the things that are happening on the Lakeland and Black Valley Railroad, not much is happening. The farm traffic's pretty heavy. So we got all that going. There's a lot of switching action going. I had to leave the Lakeland and Black Valley because I'm just a helper on there. But I actually own and manage this, the Maryland and Western Pacific Railroad. So I obviously came back to my railroad to work. And on our way to Vancouver. Oh, there's a local for the food factory. That must be his last stop then. EP1706. Oh, there's 16M. And there goes 16M. Right behind it is a passenger train, a local passenger train. At the time of this is being recorded, I will say I am planning on going to Conway, Pennsylvania with family sometime tomorrow. It's currently 11:27 p.m. And so whenever this video gets uploaded, I'm going to hit the upload button tonight when I go to sleep. But when this video gets uploaded, there will be videos based out of Conway, PA. Alright. M&WP 17M now entering the state of Washington. There's another local running about the train yards. Oh, they're bound for Beijing wood yard or wood factory. Wait, is that a wood yard or is that a wood factory? Wood factory, okay. This crossing that we're currently blocking, it's an industrial crossing. It's not a publicly used crossing, so we can block it for extended periods of time as needed. I mean, they hardly use it anyway. Like, I'm going to go back to the crossing. They hardly use it anyway. It's mainly for more storage than anything else. Alright, M&WP17M on main, on track 1, westbound, 17M out. Since our train is so long, we're going to be taking the passenger route when we enter Vancouver. M&WP 17M clear on main 1, 17M out. Out of radio dispatcher. We each, on this scale, we each got our own depots. So the Washington depot controls all the signaling in the state of Washington. The Oregon depot, where is that at? Obviously controls things all in Oregon, but the only thing about that is that it really only has one big mammoth freight train controlled by the E38s that travel from Portland Yard to serve the other yards. It has some local runs that happens, and it picks up and drops cars off at the Beijing wood factory. The E38s hardly ever leave the state of Oregon, and if they do, it's only for like brief periods. Like, say they have a train for Aberdeen train yard, then they immediately run light power or whatever cars that we have for them, because one of our GP7s takes cars out of Vancouver and then drops them off at the Portland train yard and then runs light power back to the Vancouver yard, or picks up any cars that they have for us. It's basically that's how we help each other out. But they are technically, this is a part of our railroad. I can't speak. But we have the E38s there because they're the best to get through this devil's curve. Get through the devil's curve, and so that's why they stay in the state of Oregon. And sometimes we do have other trains that come and go through the Oregon state. And sometimes the E38s are used for backup power when needed. And the RC44s come and help out the E38s when needed. Speaking of the RC44s, they just left Aberdeen Train Yard, believe it or not, and they're heading all the way up to Vancouver, Canada. There's 3 of them on that train, and the 2 E38s, they're currently working in Columbus Falls Train Yard. They're going to be hauling a 70-car train through the Devil's Curve to Portland, and then a GP7 will pick them up after we drop off our cargo and work them. The GP7 is currently doing some switching in the Vancouver Woodyard, replacing empties with loaded. There goes an express passenger train. M. I keep forgetting the speed. M&WP 17M, West 1, Main 1, clear of Kenwick Food Factory, 17M out. I can't talk and focus at the same time. That's really hard for me. And we have an issue. The signals need to get moved. (17M) to Washington Dispatcher. Please reroute all trains to Main 1 at Kenwick Food Factory to avoid hitting signals. (17M) out. Another fun fact about the Maryland and Western Pacific Railroad is that we hardly do any PSR. What is PSR? Precision Scheduled Railroading, where you combine a whole bunch of different trains into one huge mammoth train. We hardly do that. It's only when it is desperately needed for cars to get here and there is when we do it. But we've only had to do that one time, and it actually went fairly well, but we don't want to risk it because we are one of the safest railroads, one of the safest Class 2 railroads. So we only had technically one derailment, but that was because of a brake failure on the Devil's Curve, and that's kind of why we don't run passenger trains through the Devil's Curve anymore. Because we don't think that the passenger units have the braking power to slow down on the hills. And though granted, freight trains are a lot more heavier and deadlier, still though, we don't want to take any more risks. That was a bad day for us. M West Main 1 conversion over to track 2 Beijing Wood Factory 17M out. M converging back over to Main 1 west of Beijing Wood Factory, 17M continuing west over and out. Several months ago, I used to think that this was the most dangerous part on the railway, but boy was I wrong. M West Main 1 passing Beijing train station, 17M out. M diversion onto single track, still heading west to Vancouver train yard, 17M out. Only saying that so any trains that that are in the Beijing power plant or coming to Vancouver can stop, so that way, because there's no more sightings from here to the Vancouver train yard. And it just started raining too. We're quite used to the rain here on the Maryland and Western Pacific Railroad. (17M) to dispatch. 17M looking to accept clearance on passenger loop to enter Vancouver train yard. Alright, thank you dispatch. 17M diverging on passenger loop, 17M out. (17M) entering Vancouver train yard, 17M out. This is technically part of the train yard. All these tracks here are technically part of the train yard. But this track, the track to our right there, is technically considered mainline. And plus with the public crossing there to enter for the Vancouver train station, I don't really feel like blocking it. And I just got word that the lone EP7 that's going to be working here has just departed the Vancouver wood yard or wood factory, whichever one of the two, and it's going to be coming here in about 5 minutes. Oh, that was my cat. That just jumped on my bed. Okay. That scared me. Maryland and Western Pacific, 17M, coming to a stop at Vancouver train yard. These 4 locomotives will make a turnaround on the passenger loop, and then they'll be leading 16M tomorrow. Overshot. Let me take a look at how bad are we blocking the tracks. Actually, not bad. Trains can still get in and out of the state of Oregon. Alright. Actually, that's not a bad chunk of change either. Alright, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed this episode of Train Simulator Pro USA, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a good day.